Hey there.
Okay, so today we're looking into a decision a lot of people face, choosing computer science as a major. We're basing this on a chat between two individuals, Karan and Nikhil.
Right, just their personal back and forth, which is actually pretty revealing.
It really is. And our goal, our mission for this deep dive is just to quickly pull out the main advantages and disadvantages they brought up. Useful if you're in that same boat.
Okay, let's get into it. What really jumps out first is how they immediately focus on the job prospects.
Yeah, exactly. Karan points out that almost every company needs computer engineers now. It's just fundamental.
And they link that straight to salaries, which, let's be honest, are often better in CS compared to a lot of other fields. That's a big draw for students.
A huge draw. But it's not just the money, right? They also talk about how versatile it is.
Nikhil brings up working in healthcare or finance, education.
Gaming, too. Pretty much anywhere tech is involved.
Which is almost everywhere now. It means it's not as narrow a path as maybe, some people think. Lots of options.
And here's a big one they mentioned. Remote work. The possibility of it.
Oh yeah, Karan definitely flagged that. Huge plus for flexibility, lifestyle, all that.
Definitely.
And there's also the startup angle. They sort of touched on how skills like coding or AI, data science, they could be a launch pad.
Yeah, for your own thing. That's a pretty powerful motivator for some people.
No doubt. Okay, so those are some strong positives. But they didn't shy away from the tougher side.
Not at all. First up, it's super competitive out there.
Right, which means, as Karan said, you've got to keep learning. Upskilling isn't really optional.
It's essential, basically, to stay relevant in such a fast-moving field.
And then there's the coursework itself. Nikhil mentioned it's, demanding.
Yeah. Significant math load, lots of programming, big projects. It takes real commitment.
And a certain, aptitude for it, which leads to maybe the most critical point Karan made.
The passion thing.
Exactly. You kind of need a genuine interest in coding or tech. Because if you don't have that,
then the demanding work could just lead to burnout or, just losing interest entirely.
Precisely. Are you going into it because you love it or just because you see the opportunity? It's a key question.
A really key question. And they also talked about the practical side, like long hours staring at screens.
Yeah, the potential health impacts. Nikhil really stressed needing breaks, managing your time well.
Which is just good advice for life, but maybe especially important in a job that can be very sedentary if you're not careful.
You need that self-awareness, those healthy habits. Build them early.
So after all that, what was their final take?
Well, it sounds like they felt if you're genuinely passionate about tech and you're ready for the hard work,
then yeah, computer science looks like a really promising field. Bright future.
And they actually decide to go for it together, support each other.
Which is great. That kind of support system is probably really helpful in a tough major.
Absolutely. So their whole conversation really boils down to, big opportunities, but also big demands. You need to weigh both.
Couldn't agree more. So just to recap our deep dive into Karan and Nikhil's thoughts. We heard about the strong career paths, good salaries, the flexibility, even starting your own thing.
But balanced against the intense competition, the challenging coursework, the absolute need for genuine passion, and thinking about the potential downsides like screen time.
It's interesting how their personal chat really mirrors the big questions anyone considering CS needs to ask.
It really does capture that dilemma well.
So thinking about all these points we've unpacked today, the good and the challenging, what aspects really hit home for you? What resonates most with how you approach choosing a path in this tech-driven world we're in?
Yeah, something to think about.
That's your takeaway for today. Thanks for diving deep with us.